Okay, you don't have access now?
Now I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. So welcome back, guys, for the second meetup of official Umbraco 13. So we are the Umbraco India user group and presenting from Ahmedabad. So we will call it as a Namaste Umbraco as our Indian culture. And today we will going to reveal what is Umbraco 13 is all about. So let's see the excited features of Umbraco Backoffice and what the new things is arrived with Umbraco version number 13. So with me today, I have again the same co-host with me, Asha. You know both of us. I'm Nikhil. I'm working as a CTO with one of the brand company called Giriraj Digital, and I'm certified Umbraco Master as well, working with Umbraco since version number 4 and covering 10 plus years of experience with Umbraco. Asha, I think you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, namaste everyone. Thank you for joining. First of all, myself Asha. I'm a Umbraco expert. I'm working as a solution architect as well, and I have 8+ years of experience to working with Umbraco.
Amazing. Thank you for joining, Asha. So today, let me start actually what is Umbraco 13 is all about. So there are, I think, Asha, if you can guide us, like what are the ways to install as a brand new user, if someone is installing Umbraco 13 for the first time, how easy and how flexible it is to get kickoff.
Yeah, so there are certain approach using that we can get started with Umbraco. So from that, first one, installation through command line, like 3 set of command, and it's ready to use Umbraco. So yeah, it's easy. The second one, installation through a NuGet package manager. It's like a NuGet package from where you can install, update, upgrade, and everything. So that's the second approach. And the third one is like installation through Visual Studio. We have a template. Using that, we can directly create an Umbraco project from Visual Studio directly.
Got it. So as a developer's perspective, like what do you think that second one, like it's a best practice,
Yeah,
right? Which we can just create a new .NET Core project and just install an Umbraco CMS via NuGet package.
yeah. So we
Like,
can actually manage the architect of our solution if you are like
got
want
it.
to create a standalone class libraries and everything. So that's easy.
Correct. And from
Yes.
13, I think it's an open source, right? So you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about some licensing and all.
Yep.
Correct. Great. So yes, let me explain to the team like what is the Umbraco Backoffice is all about.
Yep. So I've already demo set up in my machine. From using
Amazing.
that, I'll going to give you some brief knowledge about it. So today we are covering content, media, users, membership, forms, settings, packages, translations, etc., etc., and the new Umbraco 13 features as well. So stay tuned for that. Um,
Sure.
Now let's move on the actual Umbraco panel where I'm logged in. It's in Umbraco 13. So yeah, let's get started with that. So basically, whenever you are trying to create any content, we should have some blueprint kind of. I'll use that blueprint word. And for
Correct.
that, we need certain elements like data types to create a document types, templates, style sheet, JavaScript, etc., etc. So for that, the entry point is data types. So if I'll see inside the settings, I'll see this is the document type. Sorry, data type, my bad. Data types where we have a few predefined data types provided by Umbraco. It's come with Umbraco installation. We can use this approach checklist, text string, image cropper, media pickers, then few of them like a radio button, numeric, then we have a multiple media picker, then multi-node tree picker, then member picker, so etc., etc. Whenever you will have a more information about it, you will get it, and it's really good to use and flexible to use that across. Um,
So
then we
basically,
have hmm,
Umbraco is giving by default many predefined data types. So very less chance is that we have to create a custom one, correct?
yeah, exactly. It's like it's based on the requirement. If something we need extraordinary in our
Correct.
site, then we can create that. So you can see here we have a set of data types where using that we can create content editors. And by that, mostly we use block grid, block list. If you definitely heard about it, block list, block grid, use
Yep.
that. We can use that to create a content. So yeah, we have that. It's very flexible to use. We can add multiple blocks in our style in our site and use that accordingly. Components, we call it
Correct.
as a components.
Yep.
So that's all about data types. Now, where this data types we're going to use. So the second step, to create document types. Yeah, so whenever you are trying to create a document type, you will have a set of option. You can say document type with template, document type, element type, composition, and the folder. If we go one by one, document type with template. If something like if I have a home page where I want to attach a template, then I'll use this document type with template. Document type, it's like I have a config node in my back office where I just want to a content about configuration only. There won't be any page, there won't be any physical file where they will going to render. So I can directly use document type. Element type, it's kind of like um, elements which we can utilize in a block list, block grid to create a content. Like if we see a page, if we see a web page where we have a multiple section we used to call a components in our
Components.
technical language. So yeah,
Yes.
so element type is nothing but kind of a component which we used. Composition, it's kind of if I have a multiple properties which being used in all the document type. For an example, SEO, we're going to use SEO in all pages in all document type. So we're going to create one set of document type. It will call is as a composition, SEO composition, and we will inherit that or composite that in our all other document types. So that's use like a one time of creation and use as long as you want. Folder,
Correct.
it's like folder has like a just organized manner. If I'm creating a composition, let's create a folder with the composition and just add all the composition inside that folder and the pages and site components, etc., etc.
Yes. Beautiful.
So if I'll say this master a document type, I wanted to give some more information about the document type. This list view. If you want to display the items, the child items as a list, just come here, enable it, and you will see the list view. We have like a custom list view as well. What and all we want to add here, like if we have a any other properties we created in our document type, we can choose here and set like create a flexible list view from where we can see the all necessary items. So that's a list view. Permission, we have allow as root. Allow as root is nothing but if I have a document type which I want to make as a root, like currently master is a root of my website. So you can see it's enabled as a allow as a root. Then I have a allow child nodes types. If we want to give some enable some option, enable some document type to create under master, then we can add here. We just need to create this, need to select it and it will come here. Allow vary by culture, it's like if we are creating a content for the different languages, if we are creating a multilingual site, then we will use this option. Is element type, as I said, like if we want to create element type, come here. If you forgot that, if you created directly the document type or something, and if you want to avail that as an element type, come here and select this. So that will be a element type, but this is a disable. Why? Because it's allowed as a root.
Allowed as
Yeah,
root. Yep.
and if it's allowed as a root, then it can't be element type. And we have a few history cleanup.
Correct.
If we move on a template, so definitely because for this I have attached with the template, it will automatically create a template. Yeah, and it will like a razor file where we can manage to overline the content, CSS and everything. So it will be end of the result, it will be our web page. what it's going to render. So that's
Correct.
about the
So
template.
we can
Mhm.
say it like the blueprint is ready. Now, what kind of clothes we want to put? It's our
Yeah.
template, right?
Yes, exactly. So, and if your master page has a, if there is the like functionality where you need a different layout, different set of layout, different set of designs, then we can use a
Kind
multi.
of, yes. For example, we can align it, for example, on such Halloween theme. We want to allow
Mhm.
this template on just for the Halloween week. We just need to switch the templates. The
Yeah.
content and everything will be as it is.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's a similar kind of set of construction, the blueprint is the same, then we don't need to create another blueprint for different kind of templates. We can create a
Yes.
different template and just attach that and use as per the requirement.
Correct.
So that's all about the document types. And as we said, like a template which will have, you can see here the template which will have like a master templates and everything attached. You can write down your code here, whatever you need to display. We have some IntelliSense and some helping elements as well here, which will give like what we need to insert. If I need a partial view, come here, select any partial view from your already inserted. But for to select here, your partial view should be there. Okay, so first create a
Basically,
partial view.
yes. It's a shorthand property. If anyone don't like to work with Visual Studio, they can come up here. They just
Mhm.
select it. The code will be automatically written.
Yeah, exactly. But the same like a dictionary item. If you want to attach a dictionary item, come here and it will create a dictionary item syntax. So it's
Yes.
really
It will be useful for
very
the quick
useful.
fixes, but we would recommend to go with the Visual Studio only, right? For the
Yes,
template
exactly.
creation. Yep.
Yep. Uh, as it has a query builder, you can create a query from where you want to create. Give me a moment. My scroll is not working. Okay, now it's come. So yeah, the query builder, what and all you want to use, like Umbraco content at root, first or default item, get the children's. So that's useful. Section, what the render body or something you want to uh, set here in your template. So that's useful, but recommendation, please create from Visual Studio. Visual Studio, it's like we have IntelliSense on something. As we are developer, we should use this instead of
Correct.
this one. So that's all about templates. And now we are ready with some to do some style sheet and JavaScript. Definitely, if we are making a page, then we should have a style sheet and everything. So yeah, you can see here we have a folder where we can create directly a style sheets and script. But as the recommendation, use to just used to be create in the build root inside the build folders, because we have some approaches to like minifications and bundling. So that's good to have inside your actual folders and apply the bundlings and everything using this bundle config. So that's all about the style sheet and script. So we are ready with the templates, and now that will be a part of content authoring. But before content authoring, I want to give some information about the settings settings section. So here we have a media types. So you can see we have a predefined media types: articles, audio, files, folder. Folder is for just organize your medias, image, SVGs, and videos. This all are a media types which we're going to use in a media section. Member types, it's similar. Like if you want to create any member, then it's using this member type. Then macros, it's kind of a snippet which we want to use inside RT. For an example, my site has a login page and I want to create a macro. Then it will like a macro view. First of all, we need to create a macro view for that. Just provide some configuration and it will be ready to use inside RT. RT does mean rich text editor, which has already been constructed with the data types, if you will see in Umbraco.
So if someone is listening macro as a first time, like macro is nothing, just a user control in our actually the official standard.NET.
Yes, yes. So that's all about macro. A relation type. Relation type is kind of if we are creating any content from, like for an example, if I'm copying one content node, so the B content node, which are the created newly because it's copied from A, then it will be relate with the A. Yeah. So I'll showcase that you in a content section how it's relatable. So this is the
Yep.
relation type with the document and media. So one media it's creating from the second one. So that's about the relation type. Then you can see log viewer. It's easy to use and it's useful for the developers. We can say the
It's a develop.
warnings and errors. Yeah, it's also used for some administrator as well. If something is happening and something is breaking, like contacting to developer, we can see here what's the error
This is
coming
the
through
first
and
step.
how.
If any error arrives, we first
Yeah,
flag it to here, then we will debug what is happening.
yes, exactly. So it's like a viewer. We can see the all logs and information and everything. Webhook, this is the new feature introduced in Umbraco 13. Uh, so we can create a webhook and everything. I'll give you the more information about it, but in few minutes.
Yes, I think once we will
Languages,
start with that 13 features, we will accommodate
yep,
that.
yes. Languages, it's like if your site is a multilingual, then you can create a language directly. Uh, give the language name. This is the by default uh, country selection, languages selection. You can use that. And if you want to use the fallback language, then if we have currently we have only English language, then you can set up as a fallback language. So that's useful when we are creating a multilingual website. Content templates. What is the content template? It's like a predefined set of the content. If my about us page is a similar to our service page, then what I'll do, I'll create a content template for the our service and I'll modify a few of the content and everything in the about us page. So let's create a content template and use to create other content. So that's useful. It's like a time saving thing. Yeah, we can do a copy paste, but yeah, it's useful because we already set the all the components in a place and everything, so we can use directly and create our content from the content template.
It will
You
be
can
useful for the content authoring team. Like they don't have to, do it copy paste multiple time. They can just create a
mm,
master content and they will utilize it for the all pages. Especially, I think it will be used when we create, blog article page because it has the same layout. They just have to update the content. They don't have to select the social media text like share to Facebook, Twitter. It's a utilized into the all pages.
yes, exactly. So two approaches to create a content templates. One is from here, and second one I'll show you once we arrive on a content section. Um, then we have a using, you can see using. So this is kind of configuration and the content files to move between the environments. So it's a use because we don't, if we are creating any document type or data type here, we don't need to create in any other uh, another environment. And we also don't need to restore a database. We just copy the files because using is generating the files, copy those files in the another environment and come here and do import. And it's very like a 2 seconds or in within a 3 or 4 seconds, your all settings and everything will be ready. So it's
Yep.
managing a history. It has some settings. It has a add-ons as well because it's generating everything. Using has one more package which is a using deploy, which is very useful when you want to push your content from this environment to production. You don't need to go into production and add your content from here directly. You can push your content to a another environment or a production environment or upper environment where we are setting up the site is live.
Correct.
So that's useful. Then it's
Yep.
users.
I think
Okay.
we can still cover that settings part. If you can navigate to the settings, we just need to
Uh,
show that the exciting feature of search.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I missed that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Then it's a we have few features here. Examine management. This is basically like whenever we are implementing the search functionality on a site, then we used to have this indexes. Like we have a few predefined indexes: delivery API, external index, internal index, members index. And apart from that, if you have a certain functionality, it's like e-commerce products. If you want to search anything from the particular data types, or you want to merge like three portals of the content inside one and want to do something excited, then we can create a custom index as well. We're going to provide a custom index demo in upcoming meetup. Like, stay tuned for that. It will require some code base, so we'll give more information about that. So
Yep.
that's about indexes. And the published status. I heard that. Like if it is Umbraco site, it's running on a cache. And if something we want to, if something is not working, we usually say it like, yes, let's clear the cache, let's do something, and it's a caching issue, then it will gonna work. So previously we had to, restart the services if it's an Azure deployment, or if it's in localized, then we had to restart the site. But now Umbraco panel has that feature, like we can refresh our cache, memory cache, database cache, and everything, snapshots and everything from here, new cache. So it's used like it's ready to use. We don't need to do some manual process over there. So this is the published status. Then it's a model builder. Yeah, it's like a tightly coupled concept. It's good to have in our projects because it's providing intelligence whenever we want to access any properties. Because if it's come high level, like if we have a block list, it will have a nested properties, and we can't do every time dot value and everything. So the
Correct.
recommendation, just to use model builder. It's really easy to use, and it's manage lots of things. So we can generate a models if you are using our model mode is like a source or code auto, then we can generate models from here. Otherwise, if you are using another approaches, it's automatically building the models. Next part is a health check. It's a kind of, we can check our Umbraco portal's health here, like security wise, live environment is enabled, data into house, data integrity, house configuration, everything. So come here, check all groups. It will going to suggest you what needs to be improved, set that, and it's ready. Your Umbraco portal will be healthy if we uh, use this or improvise this. So that's
Yes.
about the
So
health
it
check.
will, this will just
Mhm.
show that the best practices of any Umbraco packages, like Umbraco projects, which we will have to follow. So before deploying any projects, like this is our best practice, that we will just check the health check. If all are green, then we are good to go for the deployment.
Nice. So, then profiling, here we can see the performance profiling. If we activated that, we can see the page is accessed and how the performance is going, what is taking time, how the request is serving, and everything. So if we enable this, we can see the performance record. Um,
Yes.
I can show you if you have already the command in the list. Can you please paste here, Nikhil?
Sure. Let
Yes,
me.
here it is. Here it is. I
Okay.
have that.
Mini. Yes.
Yeah.
Mini
So
profiler.
as
Yep.
in mini profiler. So as you see, I've already enabled. So whatever I'm gonna open, it will gonna access and it will show you what the request it's coming through. I can show you the front end request. See, it's coming in a 21 second, 20 seconds. What it's coming. I can see you, but I don't have a more content which I can see. But yeah, apparently you can see here if the dictionary item is loading on your page, you can see here how much time it's loaded, how much time the SQL has been triggered, and
What
everything
query has been generated and how much
generated.
time the tech query execution has taken. So all is been tracked. So whenever we
Yeah.
need to deal with the performances, I think we should have to check this mini profiler where the actual time is going on.
Yep. Exactly. Um, and the last one is like a telemetry data where the Umbraco is providing the consent of the telemetry data. And that's it about the settings. Now let's move on users.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so like definitely if we have a big team and we created a site for an example for the big team, then definitely the user will be available and they want to log in from editors, some writers, etc. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna see, you can see we have a 5 user group uh, coming through with the Umbraco installation, and it will have a set of permission like this administrator can access content, media settings, packages, users, members, forms, etc. We have a very deep level of permissions as well, whether they will be able to see the culture and host name, restrict public access, rollback, this all the feature will be in a content section. Like will they be able to roll back or anything? We can have a snippet wise access. Sorry. So for the administrator, yeah, and we can provide a granular permission here as well. Like they will be able to see this only, this content node, and they will be only see this permissions. Uh, so that's about the administrator. You can here directly drag and drop your users. So we have a facility to add directly inside the user group if the user is already created. So that's about a member group. If you will see, let me give you the differentiation. Like editors, the editors has only the content, media, and the forms menu available. So once they log in, once the user will log in who has admin editor access, they can only see content, media, and the forms. The all other menu will be hidden for them. So that's about the groups. We can create different kind of groups from here based on our requirement. And then it will come for the users. So you can create a multiple users. I've already example. If you will see here, like we can create let me create one user in front of you that's useful, kind of writer. Okay, and here uh, this is
We
the
can assign an
email
access. Yep.
of the writer. And if you want to assign a multiple, then yeah, you can do that. Create user and it's ready. This is the password you can share and go to user profile. Here you can disable it, change password, delete user. It's showing the status. It's currently inactive because it's not logged in yet. The person is not logged in yet. And if it's locked out, then you can do unlock as well for the users. Administrator who has the access, they can do the log out as well. So that's all about users. And let's move on members. So for members, like how the user worked, it's a member groups. How the user group, it's a similar way the members group. For an example, if I have a site, let me give you the purpose of the members uh, portal. Basically, if we have a site and it requires a login or like some restriction based pages, like if I have a product which need which has like which needs to categorize like a premium user can only access that page, then I can restrict the page. The regular user will not able to see that page. So basically for that, we use this member concept, login, create a member groups, and allocate the content to a member groups or a particular member. Then all members, we have a certain of the Umbraco services, membership services and member services. Using that, we can create a members using code base. And if you want to create from here, we can directly do write down the login name like member one, email address, member1@gmail.com. Password you can set here, password, member group, allocate the group, like this member is a premium, then yeah, it's used here, it's approved, then save. I had to set something, yeah, member name. and save. It's ready. So here you will see
Yep.
all the members of the portal. So this is the use of member and then forms.
So there are,
Basically,
I think, there are two difference between these users and members, so the people will don't confuse. The users who is going to be accessed by the Umbraco back office and the members who is going to access our public portal, which
kind of the Umbraco package where we can create a the flexible forms. Umbraco has a certain field types providing, the package is providing a certain field types like a text string or short answer or drop down or media upload and etc etc. We can construct a flexible form on arrival. If your customer is saying like I need a contact us form on my website, just come here, construct the form, allocate the fields, like a register like a workflows and everything, and it's ready to use. You will be able to see the entries if someone is submitting the form. You will be able to see the entries, etc. in this pedal. So we will also have this session for upcoming meetup. So stay
there would
tuned.
be a
Yeah,
separate
we're going
meetup for
to
the Umbraco forms. Yep.
yes, we're going to
Even it
explore
has
many
such an
things.
amazing workflow feature as well. So
Mm,
that customer, like whoever is using the Umbraco forms, they don't have to contact the development team to do the some customization. They can just select it, drag and drop, create a form, and just set a workflow. So the email trigger, whatever they wish to do, they can do it. Right?
yep. So more and more customization will also going to be happen, like thinking and everything.
Yep.
So that will be a separate big session. The next thing is a translation. It's like a dictionary item, and if one of the term is being used in a uh, multiple components or multiple, if it's a custom form, it's a search. This is something the button name we're going to use in a certain component. Then what we're going to do, we're going to create a dictionary item set. If it's a multilingual site, then it's easy to use, like a give the search and something like in Arabic, it will be a something. So give the name here because currently we have only English. It's showing English. If you add multiple languages inside the languages, which I've shown you before, it will avail here and you can add your content appropriately. So yeah, basically the dictionary item is being used over there. So just avoid a static content on your website. Create a dictionary items, which will going to provide a configuration where the content author can come here and change the search button's label if they want in the future. So
Right.
that's about a translation.
I
Okay.
think it's the time to show something how the website gonna create from the content node.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So now finally we are on content tree. You can see we used to call it as a tree. Yeah. Um, Currently I have a setup, but if you don't have a set of content node here, once you click on a content, it will gonna show you the option. These both are allow as a root. That's why it's coming here. You just need to select this already here, and you can directly start with your content authoring few of the element which I want to describe quickly because we are running over time. So create is nothing but if you click on the create, it will show you the child items, whatever we configured with this document type, and it will gonna come here. Just select that. If it's a general content, select that and start browsing it. Delete, it will going to delete your this node and come into recycle bin. So in future, if you want to restore that, you can easily restore from the recycle bin. Create a content template. You remember I said that like we can create a content template. One of the option is to create from the setting and one of the option is to create from here. So if I want to create a similar content template as the home page, just create from here and use whenever you need it. Move, it's like a move of the content node from one container to another parent node, but make sure this content node should be allowed in wherever you are moving, it should be allowed under that node. Okay, that's the prerequisite for move. Copy, we can copy paste whole node, and whenever we are pasting, you can see relate or to original. This is nothing but the related types. If you are creating, then it will gonna create. It will also include the descendants. Descendants means the child nodes of it.
Child
And if I'll
nodes.
see here, go there, it's related with this home page. Home page is nothing but this. So this the relation is like a relate document on copy. So hope that's relation type is clear. Then other option, sort. It's like this is the beautiful feature. If you already created a document, so added a document, added a content, and we just want to move here and there. The home about us page should be first, contact us page should be later on. Then we can drag and drop here, and we can manage the sorting and do save or forget it. Then culture and host name. This is when we are using the multi-site structure and we have a different kind of the sites. For an example, if I have a one hosting model and where I am creating 3 sites, right? Then I will come here, select it's in English and give the domain. If your Arabic site is running on a different domain, then come here and add the domains, etc. This is the basically the host name. Then the permissions. Permission is like we went through the member user group. So this permission is for the user group. Yeah, if you want to allow this for the editors only, for this node you want to allow for the editors, then come here, select this. You will have a more configuration. Just do the configuration and set the permission. So whenever the writer will log in, they will be able to see here and they will only have this configuration or this permissions, set of permission. Then the next one is like a restrict public access. We went through the members group. So this is nothing but the user, the member who will going to log in from front end of the website. So we have a two-way specific member protection, group member protection, specific member protection. For the ABC, member, I want to show this pages. Then come here and set for the member specific and group based. Like if it's a member group, then you can come here and you can set a protection based on the member group. Then we have a notification. Notification you want to send any notification on the copy, on the delete, move, publish, etc., etc. We have a set of permissions that we can provide for the notification. So that's all. Just few elements like a 7 preview. If someone is writing a blog, and if they want to see the preview how my blog will going to look alike on our website page, then they can utilize this feature, 7 preview. Save, it's kind of a draft of your content copy that will not going to publish on the website, that will not going to show on the front end. You can just take your time, create your blog, save your items, and publish once you are ready. So this is the save and publish that will going to publish your content for the front end site. It will have a schedule. So this is a very good feature. If you write a blog, which should publish the next day, set your published date. If you want to unpublish after some time, set your unpublished date and just go for your different work. It will automatically publish on the website. So and the publish with the descendants, that will like include descendant does mean the child of the tree. If I have a home page and I have about us and everything pages inside that home page, that will going to publish if required. And we have another feature like include unpublished content. If you want to publish the unpublished content, because we have a certain content in our tree which could be the unpublished, we can publish that as well. And the last but not least, it's unpublished. We can directly unpublish our content and will be hide from our site. So we can
just grayed
unpublish
out.
here. Yep, it will just grayed out. Then I'll give you some more information about like a block list and block rate. I'll just showcase you like how we can construct the content. We can add a content. You can see this is the block list. Here you can, if you want to add content, you can headline, image, rich text, which are like a predefined components. Use that and construct your page. So that's a block list. Similar way, the block grid. This is the block grid. Here we have a set of layout, like full width, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column layout. If I'll select the 3 column layout, you can see 1, 2, 3 section. You can do whatever you like to do. Add image in a first section, add rich text like content in a second section, and it's very flexible to use. You can add more in the same section as well. So that's a block grid. We'll have a you will have a question how it's configured. We will have a separate session for that. We're gonna showcase you how we configured and how we can use here. But yeah, this is just an idea. We can create a content
Correct.
based on this. So
Yep. And I think
we
the one last thing we can consider it as in the content as well. Like for example, there is another feature which is called rollback.
oh yeah,
If you can go back, Asha, to that visual. Yeah.
yes. So here you will have a history of your content, and we have a facility if someone mistakenly publish content or save or overwrite the content, come here, choose your correct version and roll back it. It's super easy,
Yep.
and your
Yep.
all content, lost content will be there on your website.
You
Yeah.
will see the
Eh,
difference, what has been changed, and based on that, you can roll back. So it would be easy if something has been happened mistakenly. This should
mm,
be taken care of by the CMS itself. You don't have to contact developers.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also one thing I just want to highlight, like status. Then previously I said like you can attach multiple template. So you will see in here as a drop down, and if you want to change the template, you can change directly from here. So that's all. One thing I
Yeah,
missed probably, which is a package. It's nothing but the Umbraco marketplace. It will have extensions you can utilize in your solution, whatever is needed. It's based on your domain of
neat.
the site. Yeah, based on your need. Um, so we covered everything, probably.
Yes, amazing,
Settings,
Asha.
we covered everything.
I think all is been covered. So I think let's move to the out of the box feature of Umbraco 13.
Yes, let's talk about this support, probably.
Okay, sure. So I think
Is
we
it?
have covered all of this. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the long-term support versions, amazing. So maybe whoever is working on the Umbraco solution as of now, they can see like right now the latest LTS was, Umbraco version number 10, but now 11, it's already been, end of life by December 1, 2023. So here is the logic, like after two short-term release, there will be a long-term release. So the last long-term release was the Umbraco 10, which was expiring, which is expiring on June 16, 2025. And right now, the new version, which we are talking right now about, is this Umbraco 13, which is going to be expire on December 14, 2026. So this is the latest stable or the long-term support version as of now in the market from Umbraco site.
Yep.
14 is also upcoming in the May months, but it would be a short term, so which will be expiring before the Umbraco 13, maybe next year in 2025.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever you are like thinking about to upgrade the site, go and check the support life cycle and then upgrade the site, because if you heard like Umbraco 14, it came in a market, but Umbraco 13 has a
Just
long-term
wait,
support, so we should be.
just wait and watch, and based on your need, select an appropriate version and just move
Yeah.
on.
Yes, exactly. Then
So
um,
now,
so the latest version of the Umbraco has like a few update because it's uh, recursively updating the target frameworks and everything. So 13 is on .NET 8, and .NET 8 has a like a certain upgrade in their framework. So you can see list of it. We have a few serialization, time abstract, performance focus types, streamed based zip file methods, etc., etc.
yes. So if we can think about the serialization, that everyone will just see the first in a mind, that Newton's law of tuition. So they have come up with more extensive advanced feature inside that serialization than time abstraction. Actually, we will not go in depth in .NET Core, which we can say .NET Core 8 or .NET 8. So this
Yep.
performance focus system like a Frozen, they have just introduced a new collection called a Frozen collection and Frozen sets. So all the developers who are playing with the collections, it would be easy for them to just use the Frozen type instead of using just a collection. It will improve the speed and performance and the
Yeah, kind
stream-based
of
zip file methods.
for
Yes,
the
Asha,
performance
please.
focus type. For the performance focus type, kind of like if we want to just to read a few properties from for
Exactly.
yeah, we don't need to set the data, so use
It's
that
just for a getter
because it's just
properties.
reading. Yeah.
Correct. And the last one, which is, out of box, is the stream-based zip file method. So initially, for the past, like we just utilizing the third-party libraries to creating a zip from the files. But now from the .NET 8, it has a built-in feature. So you can create a zip from your own framework. You don't have to dependent on any third-party packages.
Yep.
So of course, as .NET Core 8 has arrived, so on the backend side, the C# language has been also upgraded to version number 12. That
Yep.
also has extensive features, but we just highlighted the four things here, which is the primary constructor. So now that customers, I think initially we can use within a class only. Now we can use within a
The
class,
properties.
struct,
Yep.
and many more.
Struct.
Yep, yep.
Then
And
the
yes,
collection
please.
expressions. Collection
Collection
expressions.
expressions. So that is also out of box features when you working with specific collections and that default values to the lambda properties. So right now we are just creating a lambda parameter expressions, and we can also align some default value to the lambda parameters. That is also one of the good feature. And the alias, so now alias can be any type, so you can use using declarative statements throughout your code at anywhere. But for .NET Core 8 and C# 12, I think we can set up an, even the more information will be officially available on the Microsoft official website. We can go through that. But this is just a backbone of the Umbraco version number 13. We are just showing it to you here. Now the next one would be,
Yep. Okay.
yeah,
So minimal hosting model.
yeah.
So from the Umbraco 13, they combined program.cs and startup.cs files for like a initialization of the project. Like it will be a very fast. We had to manage two files previously. Now it's one file,
Yes,
and it's good. Like initialization process is improved.
improved.
Uh,
Yes.
as like we can see, streamline the application and initialization process. Um, Then, wow, this is something different. New
Yes.
login screen.
This is amazing, and actually it's completely flexible. If you want to customize it, you can just play with your app settings and you can just update the back office for the login screen.
Yep, the logo or
I'm
like an
just,
image,
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
saying.
logo, image,
We can
everything you can
take
update.
over.
And I'm
Mm,
just surprised that if 13 is something, then in the 14, the back office look is
yeah,
changing. So I'm super excited to see that how the 14 it would be.
yep. Then it's a webhook. As I promised, I'll
I,
going to show you.
yes, please. I think we can show in the right away demo.
Yes. Um, so basically, in the settings section, you will be able to find this webhooks. So here, uh, you will be able to see like create webhooks.
Like, yes,
We
let's
just need to
create a new
configure.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
create a new webhook.
So I have a very a tested site, webhooktest.com. I'm just copying this. Okay. Events does mean what exactly you want to like on a content publish, you want to serve data or what. So it's like
So
content publish. Yeah.
basically webhook is being used, when we want to trigger something. So for example, we are just configuring a webhook here. So Asa has just, pasted just utilized one webhook test.com, which is the free webhook service provider. So we just connect that webhook and we are just setting an event here when any content will be published, unpublished or deleted. This webhook will be auto triggered. So now as we have selected that content deleted, published and unpublished, now let's assume on which content we would like to select. So here we just need to select a page on which page this event would be triggered. So I think let's set up on a home page. Correct. Now submit it.
For the headers,
And
it's like a simple.
yes, yeah. So based like all the webhooks, there must be some authorized token or something. So that can be passed from this webhook headers. So here
Yep.
let's consider as an accept application JSON for now.
Yeah.
Correct. Now
And
let's save it.
yep. And as I configure for the master, so I have a master, this home. I'll do save and publish. And oh, sorry.
Let's click on the content.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
you can see.
It's a save and published. Now let's move to the webhook. Yes, here on the down. It's been published. You can see it here. The items will be there. Even if you can go back to the Umbraco Backoffice, there is a deliveries where we can also visualize it. So if you can go to Backoffice, Asha, there will be go to the settings and webhooks and click on the deliveries. Here we can also see that this has been triggered, and on click of that, it will display the content as well. What has been sent out. Okay. So
Yep.
now
Awesome.
can you, yep. So this is the out of the box feature, which is called webhook. So initially we will have to create a service and many things we have to write to
Yeah.
just achieve this feature. We have to override that notification service and all. Now it's an inbuilt from the Umbraco 13 itself. Now let's move to the next after webhook. There is a dynamic route, which is again a good thing when you will have to play with the sum of the content which you will have to allow while selecting the nodes. For example, some of times we just need to select a blog article, but to do that we will have to write that layman code like $xpath, something that I think, yes, Asha, you can show.
Mhm. Yeah. For so that's for the multi-node tree picker.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So previously, what we need to do, what we were doing, here you can see XPath, this current parent news articles and everything to restrict to specific content picker. But now we have a very good dynamic route where we can directly see here. This is the types of the selection root, parent, current, site, specific node is like a root. Then it will cover from the root parent. It will go and check the parent current. If it will check in a current area, then site that's required some host name. Nearest node of the host name, specific node have a specific this node selection. So it's very flexible to use it. And we can directly, if I'll go and check the site, it will ask me what's the next query step, which is the nearest ancestor or self, furthest ancestor or self, nearest descendants or self, furthest descendants or self, or the custom. Yeah. So it will, each element
right.
has a different things, different operations to do. So you can get as per that.
So here the best practice which we'll have to follow is that from 13 onwards, we should avoid that XPath and the hard-coded stuffs. We will, move to the dynamic route. So it would be easy for the upcoming releases from 14 and onwards.
Yeah. Let's go on to next, which is the blocks in rich text editor. We all know that we can create a block list structure using the property, but the rich text also providing the same thing, which is really good. We can use the blocks inside rich text. So for that, first of all, what you need to do is, before using that, make sure your rich text is enabled for block list. Let me find a rich text. Or
So if
rich
it is
text.
not allowed, we just have to enable that block section to allow inside that RT editor. So
Yeah,
it's
you can
already
see.
enabled for you. Yep.
Yes. So let me go here, check. You will see this is the icon for blocks. And uh,
Correct.
you can see we have a certain blocks. We can choose that.
Yes, and it will be appeared into the rich text editor.
Yeah.
Just add the content. Yep.
And you will be able to see the block. So this is the block
Right.
inside rich text editor, which is a very good feature in Umbraco 13, and we should use
So
that.
here we can also give a farewell to the old-fashioned macro, I guess.
Yes, yes, exactly. We can give bye bye macro and let's use the blocks.
Okay.
Um, Then the next feature is the property expansion and limiting. We all know that Umbraco, from the 12, Umbraco is providing a content delivery API where we can serve the content from the back office, sorry, from the Umbraco. And we have a one more feature enhanced in Umbraco 13, which is the property expansion and limiting. So let me go here
I think
and
this is
give
the
you,
topic I think Philip was talking about in the last talk of Umbraco winter keynotes, right? I guess this
yes, yes,
is
yes.
for the Umbraco Commerce, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's like working for content picker, media picker, media picker. Legacy, we shouldn't use this. Multi-node tree picker, block grid, block list, and block rich text editor with the blocks. So possibly, if you will see here, if I, for an example, if uh, I have a site where multiple blogs are there, and I want to serve few properties from that document type, yeah, then we can do that. Like, see, um, I want to just serve the author, like for example, expand is equals to properties and author. So here it will only serve the author from the document, from the content. So this is the properties, and you can see only the information about author will serve in a response. Now you will have a same question which I had previously, like what about the nested items? So yeah, it is taking care about the nested items as well. If I want to serve only the picture from this author, I can do it. How? Let me show you. You can see here the
Yep.
properties, cover image, author, and the picture. So this is the nested, you can set up for the nested as well. Properties, then side for the author, properties, and picture. So it's really
So
flexible and
so it is a
yeah,
nested within nested. So for example, if properties cover image we need, we just need to pass properties in the square bracket that cover image, and then the author's properties in the pictures. So it's a kind of expansion of all our content delivery API. The same way the limiting will also gonna work. So this official documentation covers the major feature about this property expansion and limiting. So here again, it's very flexible.
yep,
Okay.
great.
Uh,
So we covered property expansion and
yep.
limiting. And this is the best thing. I heard that like two content editors are doing the content entry at the same time, and they're like forgetting to inform each other, like I'm doing this at the moment and it's overriding the content. Now
Yes.
Umbraco resolved that problem by providing allow concurrent logins. Just make it false. So you will be not able to, the same account will be not able to log in with in
Multiple
and I said
locations.
multiple locations or the multiple browsers,
Yes.
whatever we say.
Browsers. Yep.
So yeah,
It's
this is
quite
the one of
useful
the solution.
when the same content auditor is utilizing the same account for both multiple systems. So it should, even it's a parameter of the security as well at such stage.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay,
So now,
now
so as V13 is arrived, I think this is the best time to move on because this is the last, this is the latest LTS version of Umbraco version, which is 13. So whoever are still using that nested content or the grid editor, which was previously deprecated, it's a time to move on block grid from block only grid layout and into the block list from the nested content, because from 13 onwards the upgrades would be easy from 14, 15 and on. So it's a time till 13. If none of us has just updated that nested content or grid layout, it's a time we just have to move out from this old fashion and come up on a block grid and the block list. And as we just
okay.
covered that XPath and macros, we will have to say goodbye to them. That
Yeah,
XPath will be covered with the dynamic route and the macros will be covered with that
blocks
blocked
inside
list
rich text.
inside RT. Yes, great. So now let's see the pictures, how that hi-fi year, like hi-fi you rock, every 24 hours, how much Umbraco is being installed. So this is the analytics per 24 hours. This image is being powered by official Umbraco headquarters. And today, more than 10 lakh, 10 lakh plus web projects is been running on our beautiful planet.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, now it's a time for question answer, I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, please raise your hand in case if anyone has any questions.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I have one question regarding that API which you showed. In
Hmm.
that nested properties you access with nesting each and every nodes, and just we need only authors property, which is right authors only. So author I think already nested in that properties. Do we need to write only author, or we need to write like properties inside the author
So,
inside the properties?
okay, so basically, it's like a restriction. If I don't want to avail all the properties which are sitting inside authors, so yeah, it's a limiting basically. Uh, inside
So
this,
for
for
example,
this,
let's assume, I think, let me answer. For
yeah, okay.
example, if the property is, 500 data and they all are submitting, but we do not need an actual, the description and all of the features. So we just highlight only these features we need, like even with the nested list also, it will send you. So we can say it's a limiting and expansion into the nested stuffs.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Any other questions, guys? I think we have good audience today. I think more than 40 it was there.
Oh, that's nice. Then questions should come more. Raise your question, guys. I think silence is good.
We can consider it as a no. There is no question, I guess then.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
Uh,
guys, I think Asha, we can move on to the last slide, which is an
yeah.
awesome thank you to the beautiful audience.
Thank you, everyone, for joining
Thank you,
today.
everyone. Yes. And stay tuned for the next meetup announcement in next week, I guess. Hopefully we will, I hope we have covered all the major stuff